Most Australians spend 40 years working toward retirement. They save carefully, they pay their taxes, they do everything right, and then in the final stretch, they walk into a trap they never saw coming. Not because they were careless, not because they were dishonest, because nobody sat them down and explained how the age pension system actually works. Today, I'm walking you through 7 traps buried inside the system. Traps that are catching ordinary Australians right now. People who did everything right and still ended up with less than they were entitled to. If you're within 10 years of retirement, this video is for you. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about what's actually at stake here. The age pension in 2026 pays up to $29,754 per year for a single person. For a couple, up to $44,855 per year. That is not pocket money. Over a 20-year retirement, that's potentially $600,000 to $900,000. And the rules that decide how much of that you receive, or whether you receive any of it at all, are more complicated than the government makes them look. There are 2 tests Centrelink runs on every applicant: the assets test and the income test. You must pass both. Whichever test gives you the lower payment, that's what you get. Most Australians know these tests exist. What they don't know is how easy it is to fail them, without ever intending to. Here are the 7 traps. When people hear assets test, they think bank account, maybe shares, maybe super, but Centrelink's definition of assessable assets goes much further than that. Your investment property, your shares, and managed funds, your car, if it's above a basic threshold, your caravan, your boat, your holiday home, even the surrender value of your life insurance policy. All of it counts. For a homeowner couple in 2026, the full pension cuts out at $1,003,000 in assets. The part pension cuts out completely at $1,405,000. That sounds like a comfortable buffer, but run the numbers for a couple with $400,000 in super, a $150,000 investment portfolio, a $50,000 caravan, and 2 cars worth $40,000 combined. That's $640,000 before you've counted anything else. Add a small investment property or a self-managed super fund, and many ordinary Australians are closer to that threshold than they realize. The mistake is assuming you're well under the limit, without ever actually doing the calculation. Do that calculation before you retire, not after. This is the one that breaks my heart every time I hear it. Australians near retirement age often want to help their kids, help with a house deposit, pay off a car, cover a medical bill. So they transfer money, thinking if I have less, Centrelink counts less against me. Here's the problem. Centrelink has a gifting rule, and it is strict. You can give away up to $10,000 per financial year, a maximum of $30,000 over any 5-year period. Anything above that, Centrelink still counts it as your asset for 5 full years. So if you gave your daughter $80,000 last year, Centrelink is still counting $70,000 of that as yours. Right now, even though the money is gone, this trap doesn't catch greedy people. It catches generous ones. If you're planning to gift money to family before you retire, talk to a registered financial advisor first. The timing and the amount both matter enormously. This one is worth your full attention. Before you reach pension age, which is 67 in Australia right now, your super is generally not counted in the assets test. The moment you turn 67, your super balance becomes fully accessible. Why does this matter? Because there is a window between when you retire and when you turn 67, where strategic super withdrawals can legally reduce your assessable assets. Done correctly within the rules, this is completely legitimate. It can meaningfully increase your pension entitlement. Done incorrectly, or done without advice, it can trigger tax consequences or be treated as a gifting violation. The window is real, but it closes the moment you hit pension age. If you're between 60 and 66 right now, this is the conversation to have with a financial advisor today. Not next year, today. Even if your assets pass the test, your income might not. Centrelink doesn't look at the actual income your investments generate. They apply something called a deeming rate. They assume your financial assets are earning a set return, whether they actually are or not. In 2026, the deeming rates sit at 0, 25% on the first $62,600 for singles, 2, 25% on everything above that. So if you hold $400,000 in shares, Centrelink assumes you're earning around $7,600 per year from them. Even if the market dropped and you earn nothing. That deemed income is added to any other income you receive, and it reduces your pension, dollar for dollar, above the threshold. The structure of how you hold your investments, not just the total amount, can change your pension entitlement significantly. This is not widely explained. Most people find out after they've already set everything up. This one affects more people than you'd expect. When one partner retires and applies for the pension, Centrelink assesses you as a couple, not as individuals. That means your partner's income is counted. Their assets are counted. Their super is counted, even if they are still working full-time. A retired partner who would qualify for a part pension as a single person may receive nothing at all, simply because their working spouse earns above Centrelink's income threshold. The couple's income threshold for a full pension sits at $360 combined per fortnight. The cutoff for any pension payment is around $666 combined per fortnight. If your partner earns $90,000 per year, that's roughly $3,461 per fortnight. You're close to the cutoff. Very close. This doesn't mean you can't plan around it, but the plan needs to happen before one of you stops working, not after. This trap hits a specific group hard: former public servants, teachers, nurses, government employees, anyone who has a defined benefit super fund rather than a standard accumulation fund. Here's why this matters. Defined benefit pensions are treated differently by Centrelink. The income stream from a defined benefit fund is assessed using a deduction amount, but the calculation is complex, and it almost always results in a higher assessable income figure than people expect. Many defined benefit recipients assume their pension payment is fully exempt. It is not. The result, they apply for the age pension expecting a part payment and receive nothing. If you have any form of defined benefit super, get a formal Centrelink financial information appointment before you apply. It's free, and it will save you a very expensive surprise. Your family home is exempt from the assets test. Most Australians know this. What most Australians don't know is where that exemption ends. If you leave your home permanently, the exemption ends with it. Move into aged care, relocate to live with your children, sell and move into a retirement village. In each of those situations, the rules change, and the rules change fast. When you sell your home and move into residential aged care, the proceeds of that sale can become assessable assets, depending on how and where the money is held. Your pension entitlement can drop or disappear within 12 months. This catches families completely off guard at the exact moment when they're already managing one of the most stressful transitions of their lives. If you're planning to downsize, move into a retirement village, or help an aging parent transition into care, the asset implications need to be understood before the move. Not during, not after. 7 traps, all of them avoidable, none of them obvious. Here's what to do right now. Step 1, book a free Centrelink financial information service appointment. It's available to anyone approaching retirement age. It's confidential, it's free, and it gives you a clear picture of where you actually stand. Step 2, review everything you've gifted in the last 5 years. If you've transferred more than $30,000 in total, find out exactly how Centrelink is treating that right now. Step 3, if you're between 60 and 67, talk to a registered financial advisor about your super drawdown strategy. The window for strategic withdrawals is open, but it won't be forever. Step 4, if you have a defined benefit fund or a partner still working, get a formal assessment before you apply. Assumptions in this system are expensive. Step 5, if you're planning to sell your home, downsize, or transition into aged care, understand the asset implications before the move happens. The age pension system is not designed to be cruel, but it is designed to be complex, and every one of the traps I've walked you through today is written into the rules in plain sight. The problem isn't the system hiding them. The problem is that nobody ever sits down and explains them clearly. That's what this channel is here to do. If you're within 10 years of retirement, the time to understand this is not the week you finish work. It's right now. If this video showed you something you didn't already know, subscribe and hit the notification bell, because there's a lot more of this coming. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.